Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to day 9 of the Abundance and Energy Challenge. Now, this morning I did a post in another platform in relation to overthinking and how this can actually create a lot of destruction in our lives, right? When we're overthinking, we're being led by the sympathetic nervous system, which we've discussed in the earlier days. And this overactive mind, right, is red flagging and questioning everything. And so even when we get these soul intuitive nudges, we block them with doubts and, oh no, this could be wrong, and who am I, I'm not good enough, and all the stories. There's a million stories that can be to come out of the mind. Now, the first thing I want to say is you are not defined by your thoughts unless you give them energy, unless you decide that they are true. Now, a lot of these thoughts, because they're playing out, are playing from the sympathetic nervous system, which is based on survival. And it is based on your previous, meaning your past pain, your past trauma, your past where things have just not functioned and that there has been a bit of distress. So of course these thoughts are going to be a little bit more of negative, and they're going to link back to previous situations which are not present right now. Just because something happened to you in the past does not mean that your future or this moment is defined by that anymore. And we need to rewrite those neuron pathways. Now, when we have an overactive head, so if you haven't been doing the circulating of the breath, grounding into presence, right, and using that nervous system reset, there's more potential of your nervous system being hyperactive. And therefore, it questions the things that you really need to be doing towards creating abundance. You cannot change your reality without changing your energy. You cannot create something new without bringing something new into this world, into this moment, with your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Now, the biggest thing is that when our head is dictating, it is separating from the body. You can, again, like I've expressed before, you can have all the awareness in the world around the symptoms of your nervous system overload and an overthinking head. But and you might have some tools, but without being able to access the body, they're no good. Without being in presence, you can have all the tools in the world, you're not going to know when to use them. So this is why I've been setting these things up day by day to help you guys to shift your energy, to heal, to raise your vibration, to actually lean into what you guys need, and creating it short and sweet so that they are bite-sized moments and you guys are literally getting a powerful, almost chorus around abundance and energy healing. Now, what we require within life is coherence. Coherence is stabilizing ourselves, where we are not just thinking in our head and we're not just in our body where we're overwhelmed with emotions and feelings and sensory things, right? It's a coherence between the two. They are supposed to interact, but sadly, most of us are disconnected from the body. We've been created this sense of overwhelm, or never actually learned how to feel into the heart, how to actually learn to be guided by the intuitive part of our solar plexus, our gut feelings, to trust this part of ourselves. It's just not something that we're conditioned to do within our society. And if people were actually taught this from a young age, wow, what a different world we would live in, and what a different life you would have. So, I just realized I forgot to put my microphone on, and I apologize. I bought this beautiful microphone and it's not in, and I won't stick it in now because I don't want to mess things up. So anyway, back to focused. So we've spoken about where your attention goes, energy flows. Where you create intention, where you allow your thoughts to be defined, energy is flowing towards that. So if you have negative thoughts, or you're constantly red flagging things and you're in doubt and disbelief and unsure, well, you're creating all this energy in your field, right? So clearing and deleting that, because again, I have sometimes negative thoughts. They come up. But I don't allow them to define me, and if I do start to play into them, which can happen from time to time because I am human, right? Then I just, every day with my clearing practice of clearing and deleting anything of a lower vibrations, that's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, letting them go. The universe will alchemize all this into the vibration that it is required. Okay? Now, when you are overthinking, the energy stops and disconnects. A lot of the time it doesn't go past our nose, right? So that's why we've got this so much chaos up here. And therefore we can't even think straight. A lot of the time people find that noise and they start getting overwhelmed and they're intolerant, and that, you know, this is the stuff that actually pushes people over the edge. The overthinking can link to depression. Okay, depression is linked to losing part of your true self. Now, we talked about true self in yesterday's segment, right? So when we give parts of ourselves away because we are told by our parents and by society and by all these things, so we fragment part of who we are and we adapt new things. Or we leave ourselves in a void where we actually, even when we adapt new things and they just don't feel aligned, but we're doing it, we're creating an energetic disalignment within our field. Or so often that with fragmentation, if we don't have an exchange and we take something on, we have void. This void creates depression. Depression is very much linked to your past and is only associated to your sympathetic nervous system, okay? So past, void, loss of self, loss of energy, because it's why we feel flat in depression. Anxiety. Oh, I got that song here on TikTok all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, anxiety keeps on following me. Anyway, back to the subject. Anxiety is based on your future. You're thinking about all these scenarios. Your head is like, oh, what about this? What about that? Oh my goodness. You know, and it will actually deter you. It will create all these fears around how this is going to turn out, and oh my goodness, is this the right thing? And yeah, linked to future. So if we're in presence in this moment and not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, and then we regulate the nervous system, dropping into our heart, clearing and deleting any energy that was of negative energy from our field so that we can become in a higher vibration for the universe to hear what do we desire when we're in that energy. Now, because I talked about this disconnect and we want to talk about coherence is the subject today actually. Mind, body, coherence, right? And this overactive mind. There is a process that we need to do. All right, we've started this breathing up the body. If you've asked for my free meditation, it is amazing because it primes the nervous system. It has so many amazing things in it, all right? But otherwise, breathing up, grounding, pulling the energy up. As we breathe out, we bring it forward, right? This is part of those earlier practices. Now what I want you to do is put your fingers at your third eye, your fingers at your belly button. You guys get to see my body. All right, fingers at belly button. We're going to pull up with both. These fingers are coming up too. These are coming up. Tongue at the roof of your mouth. Now, do that same breathing. Up and over. Up and over. Right? So breathing in and out. In and out. Yeah, with these fingers in this position. Tongue, roof of mouth. Now, this process can also help when you're struggling with sleep because your energy might be functioning in forward motion. So this will rectify the energetic flow of your body, connecting the energy systems back up so that energy can flow both ways. Okay, so through the day, going forward, night, going backwards, breathing up and down. At night. So if you're having trouble sleeping because of anxiety and all these things, trying these processes. So today it's about connection of head and heart. We want the heart to guide the head. Breathing up, heart connects to head connects to heart. Feeling into our heart, quieting the mind so this energy that's chaotic and trapped can now dissolve into the body for clearing. Yeah? So we can feel our heart, listen to the inner guidance around what do you need in this moment. All right, beautiful people, that was me today, coherence and talking about the mind. All right, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We're up to day 10, and I hope you guys are loving this. Please